Alright guys, here get to see finally Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's
About
our job
between
to analyze their
two,
weapons, armor, and skills to find out
two
who would win
species
a death
who
battle.
got created.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All
Yep,
it left
Cell's
behind
story.
was their clothes. Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind
shadow.
of creature driven only by the need to feed. Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian
He is
Piccolo went
perfect
to
sad.
investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization
Yeah, the
in
Red
history,
Ribbon Army.
The Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But
Yeah.
Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their heads.
I never decided to like
Dr.
watch
Zero.
Dragon Ball, guys. I kind of skipped out and watched Dragon Ball Z because Dragon Ball Z is like the favorite series.
Studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of
Not sure I
androids
may
that would
end up
destroy
watching
his
it.
spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even ginger androids.
However, none of
Ginger
Jiro's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve
Dang.
that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he
I
had
should
one
have
more
watched
android
Android
left.
13. I
That
never
cute
watched that
little
movie
booger so
yet. I would
complex,
probably
he'd
watch
take
it.
years after Jiro's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell,
Cell.
get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with
He
their
is
DNA,
perfect
Cell
Cell.
absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From
Yeah, that's
the
crazy he can
humans,
do
Krillin and
telekinesis.
Tien,
That's
Cell
crazy.
knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special
Dang.
favorite. Oh, weird.
See,
I'm
he
not
has
seeing
everything
Chaozu
from
on this
the
list.
fighters.
Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh.
Okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
And
Yeah,
because he's
Frieza.
got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some ki.
Cell has
Yeah, you can't
survived
really
having
die
half
because
his
he can
body
regenerate.
vaporized
It's
multiple times,
so stupid.
and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should
Yeah.
that little bugger survive, Cell will
Yeah,
always
unless he was
return,
eradicated,
even stronger than
he'll
before
always, like-
because of the Saiyan DNA he got from
Yeah.
Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha. as
Oh,
well as
yeah, he can do the
teleport by
Spirit
locking
Bomb. I
onto a
forgot
living
about
being's
that.
Key signature.
But the best
Yeah.
part of being a Saiyan is how much
Yeah,
crazy
based on
stronger they get
Tenkaichi.
every time they almost die.
They can even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he is effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen
He is
motion
the
machine.
ultimate life
Driven by a
form.
biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Jiro's previous androids, 17 and 18,
18.
believing it would make him perfect.
Only one problem.
Shall
The
be
Cell we know was
perfection.
born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not
Yeah.
our Trunks, future Trunks. Well,
Yeah,
not
future
future
Trunks.
Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved. Not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing
That's
a
the thing
lust
I'm
for
curious
battle.
of in the death battle. How he's gonna evolve without the androids being part of the death battle? I don't know how it is.
After exploiting
How
the
he's
very
even gonna
Saiyan
evolve without the
arrogance and
androids?
warrior's pride, Cell
Or unless he's
finally
gonna start out with
became perfect.
And
final
easily
form. I don't know.
dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was
You
even
and the Earth
capable
shall
of
be
destroying our entire
destroyed.
solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's ki wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks, and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku
like
flew from
Vegeta.
Grand Kai's planet in heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell
I always hated
Game.
Cell.
And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Junior.
Their last hope was Goku's own son,
Gohan. Yeah.
Cell arrogantly let him
He
power
cooked
up.
him.
Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and
Yeah.
beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In
Go
truth,
figure.
Cell
Big
was a
ego.
victim of his own success.
Yeah.
The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad, he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu.
Yeah,
in
he did
him
blow
after all.
himself up, but he
Even
still
that
came
wasn't enough
back.
to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
So stupid.
Perfect Cell. Now
Super
with more
perfect
lightning,
Cell, yeah.
In a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan and went the distance.
But in the
Yeah, they
end,
wasted
it still
Gohan.
wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What
Yeah,
can be
by the
destroyed
strong
can always
bond.
be rebuilt. All
Oh,
it
yeah,
takes to
Cell
recreate
Max.
The most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell.
Time and again, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil and oval
Dr.
Ivo
Eggman.
Eggman Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog. No
Thank you.
matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy
Scramble
for
it up.
Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own Metal Sonic.
Well,
Metal
0
Sonic.
points on creativity for that name, but goddamn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal can use
Oh,
all
it can
of Sonic's
survive black
power-ups
holes?
and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V Maximum Overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path.
Wow.
At the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival. And
Yeah, he was a bit tough when I
prove
seen him on
himself
Sonic
superior.
Boom.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red
Yeah, plus it was
ass
different
handed
than
to
seeing
you
a
by
different version of him
Sharpie
on
P,
Sonic,
you know something's
Prime.
gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew. You,
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
especially
Metal
after
Sonic,
he
wow.
copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata. giving
Oh,
him the
Bio
ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like
Wow.
the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't
Wow,
just
so he
learning
can
their
be
moves.
able to
He
copy
can
Cell's
replicate more
regeneration
esoteric
then.
powers like silver
Or any of his abilities if
manufacture
you
Rouge's
have.
mechanical bat guards, or
So he
alter
can probably
his very
outmatch him.
biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth
I can see
mentioning
why
that
they're doing this
biological
type of
data is
death
a
battle.
real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome
So see it
sequence within a
is
living
Cell could be able to,
organism's
like,
DNA.
you know,
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably
Yeah.
helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Not the
Chaos.
only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
he can do.
You mean
Chaos?
the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes, the emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Wow.
Completely invulnerable and completely golden. Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super
Solaris,
Neo
huh?
Metal Sonic
Wow.
should be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's gotta be quick, because all that power only
Yeah,
lasts a short
Sonic should have
time.
fought
The
so many
road to
villains.
total domination was nearly at an end.
Even in
After
this one.
manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Metal
Complete with
Overlord?
missiles,
Holy
giant crystal
smokes.
projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself.
Dang, he would be a
Overlord
real
is
menace in
all-time
Sonic
final
4.
boss
Holy
material.
smokes.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful, their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. Ahem. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe
Go
Metal
figure.
is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Yeah, he could be a real menace. I'm looking forward to see how this
Hey,
death
I'm
battle
Chad,
turns
voice
out.
of Boomstick.
Is Cell can
And
actually
if you
beat
don't
him?
believe me,
But what about now? That's what I thought.
look, the matchup is about to begin, and we can't wait for you to see it.
A
But
battle
first,
between
I wanna
two
tell you about
villains.
A brand new thing coming to the Death Battle store, and it's something you guys
It's
have
gonna
been
be quite a
asking for.
villainous
Matchup pitches.
fight. Holy
It's a way to
smokes.
meet with me and Ben, the creators of Death Battle, and pitch us a matchup that you've been wanting to see. Any matchup, any way you like. We'd love to hear from you. This was originally a Kickstarter reward, but due to popular demand, we wanted to keep it going. A lot of episodes of Death Battle that are currently being worked on are because of a pitch. So we want to give each pitch the time it needs, so quantity is limited, so you better act quick. Death Battle pitches are available right now on deathbattle.gg. That's our website. That's like a Patreon mixed with some other stuff.
.gg.
And if you're a website member, you get discounts on all of our merch, including the pitch calls. While you're there, make sure you check out the Death Battle Retro Tee. It's a shirt we made like over a decade ago. The first Death Battle shirt. I found the file and recreated it, only on a much nicer shirt. So check that out while you're there. Anyway, let's get to the fight. I know you want to see it, and Boomstick wants to see one of these copycats get copy-capped. So here we go. And remember, deathbattle.gg. We want to hear your pitches.
Yeah, bring it on.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the
Okay,
data through all
let's see how this
possibilities.
goes.
It's time for a
Death
Death Battle!
Okay, this is gonna be crazy, I bet. Yep, it's already getting good.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter, or face. Then prepare to kneel before your master.
Wow, he actually talks. Electricity didn't do much. Wow, he just split himself. Wow. Oh, he shielded himself. Oh, special beam cannon. Oh, shoot. Dang. Dang. Cell's working use.
Like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore.
Holy smokes. Oh, wow. He's going gigantic already. Dang, he's going Overlord already. Dang. Dang. Oh. Oh, shoot. The power of telekinesis. Dang.
Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form.
Dang, his eyes.
Observe chaos.
Oh, he didn't even give him a chance to use it. Oh, shoot. Oh, never mind.
Life form data successfully copied. Scan.
Dang. Great time skip.
It'll take more than that to kill me. Puppet!
Yeah, you can regenerate. Holy smokes.
I know. Now I know everything about you.
Uh-oh.
Insect.
Oh, so he's analyzing his technique. Oh, Glenn. Oh! Oh, he's breaking down the Cell Jr. now. He's trying to play cheat. Oh! Okay, okay. He's bringing out an army of okay, that's fair. That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Oh! He got his tri-beam!
Don't you dare.
Oh, nah. Oh, dang. Dang. He got cooked. Oh, right into the Cell games. Oh, shoot. Right into the arena. That's nice. Oh, shoot. Oh, snaps. Let's see who has the strongest Kamehameha.
Just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them.
Woo!
If you are all of them,
Oh!
so am I.
Oh, wow. Did it by the time skip.
To a machine like
Woo! Oh! Holy smokes. Oh, yeah. Oh, he broke his core. Oh. Oh! Okay, that was fair right there. He had to just break his core to stop him from regenerating.
Well, that world's fucked.
Cell may have
Dang.
been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z. But
Dang.
Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break
Dang,
this down
that was
into
fair.
four
That was fair. That was fair on his part. That was fair on
Who was the
Melson's part.
strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base metal or
Yeah.
Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up
Yeah.
a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz.
Yeah, this was a very fair fight. That was pretty good. That was pretty
They
good.
did, but they didn't specify specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he can destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse. And
but he's no match against an Overlord.
Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities
Metal
like the
Sonic's
Time
pretty
Eater,
OP.
who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds. By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Oh, hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super
but
Neo
they
Metal had
copied
a time limit,
his
Cell
technique.
would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver's Psychokinesis, or the Emerald Spatial Distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
I can imagine Sonic 4 how Neo Sonic's gonna
their
be.
capability to evolve and
See,
become
Neo
more
Metal Sonic would be
powerful in
OP
response
in
to
the
their
fourth
opponents,
film.
aka their adaptation.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks.
He would
Because
then be
at
a
the
great
end of
threat in the
day,
fourth film.
Metal
I
can
can definitely
Cell,
tell.
but Cell can't absorb metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something
only
he
a
could
few
easily
seconds.
accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers,
Wow.
but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place, quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described
He
as
became
being
so
able to produce
invincible in
life
analyzing
energy,
his
similar to
techniques.
Heat. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's
Respect.
powers. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level. Just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, because Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages.
Yeah,
Metal's
that's
copy
pretty
ability
fair
is
though.
just that
That's fair.
overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Cell died.
Cell died.
You get it? CD?
Cell died. Nah, that's a good way to put it right there.
Next time on Death Battle.
Oh, he smokes. Oh, Bakugo. Okay.
Subscribe and join as a member.
Bakugo versus Reese.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, okay. That seems interesting to see. I'm looking forward. My boy Bakugo taking on someone named Reese. I don't know who Reese is, guys, so, you know. But That was a good run. Like, it's understandable where Metal Sonic can triumph Cell like that when copying all his techniques. That's very fair right there. I give it that. That is very fair. That is very fair. I pretty much give Metal Sonic that one, because it's crazy how infinite he is, where he can be able to copy anybody's quirks, especially someone who's you know, infinite, you know, android that can never die by his regeneration, because he can actually copy that regeneration and copy anything like the Cell Juniors, but he did like the Metal Sonic Juniors, which is pretty impressive. I never really knew Metal Sonic like that because I never played any of the games, but I didn't see how OP he is. He's ain't no OP, no lie. I no arguments about that. It's very sick. I can imagine how he's gonna be on the fourth film, since he's taking place in the fourth film. So he would then be the real next threat in the fourth film, right after right after Eggman. So he would pretty much like carry Eggman's legacy, and he'll become like a Super Neo Sonic in the future movie. So I'm looking forward for that to commence around next year. So I'm hyped. I'm pretty much hyped. So I guess in a speculation, we're also gonna be seeing the Neo Sonic Overlord. So I'm pretty much hyped for it. I'm really hyped to see how Metal Sonic be done in the movie. I can imagine if he'll actually top the Sonic 3 film with Shadow. I'm looking forward. So, anywho, thanks for watching. I'm looking forward for Bakugo vs. Reese. I'm hyped for that when that soon comes out. My boy, he's pretty much gonna have the cluster. I know he's gonna do the cluster based on the Final Wars, so he's pretty much gonna go all out against this Reese character. I don't know who she is, but I really hope Bakugo will be able to win. I just hope that, because he should be able to, because by the cluster and stuff. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think in my opinion. Like, you think Cell would have had a better chance against Metal Sonic, or it was best this way? So I'd like to know your opinion. So catch you on that one. And please do check on the end screen here, right here on the left side, and check out any of my videos, and stay tuned for the next one. Later.